Hello everyone, as promised, I said we'd go over some of the features of the Novo water stuff on an earlier post. So let's talk about softeners. Most common thing by far we all have in our houses. Around here in Northeast Nebraska, we have what's considered extremely hard water. Anything over 3 grains per gallon of hardness is considered hard. Anything over 7, really hard. We run right around that 17 to 25. Some of the wells around here run 25 grains per gallon. City of Albion, on the municipal side, you're going to see 17 to 18, kind of depends on the day when we take the test, but it's going to be right in that range. So we all have softeners. When we looked at becoming a dealer, we looked at softeners. So behind me, I'm kind of hiding this one. This one right here, a little more of a greenish hue on this one. That's your conventional softener. This one does have an updated head. So that updated head has a bigger digital display. It's easier to set. It's easier to do a manual regeneration on. It's just a lot easier to use, and we've spec'd this unit with this head because, as you can see, we like this control head. It's really easy to use, very user friendly for our customers. If they want to modify things, we can talk them through it on the phone. Really easy to use. So this is a conventional software. You see them all over the place. Ignore the head. A lot of times you have a time clock style head, which has the dial. That is very much like a mechanical timer. So there's really no smart features in the software if you have one like that. This one uses a water metering function. It actually has a wheel in there that measures how much water you are using. We tell the control head what the hardness is and how much salt to use to achieve the level of softening in the house. So this traditional softener runs on a downflow feature. If we move over to this one, so this unit is a 2-tank unit. So you have a separate brine tank, you have a separate resin tank. This cabinet model right here has exactly the same features as this one, just in a more compact size. So when you see this one and you see this unit, the 2-tank, they do exactly the same thing. The problem with the cabinet model, they're great for space saving situations in a basement next to a water heater. 2-tank design lets us do a remote brine tank. So if you have a closet by your garage or you have a coat closet, we can actually get this brine tank in that closet right next to the garage, right next to the back door. So you don't have to carry salt in the basement. This tank gets mounted in the basement. This one does all the work. The brine tank just holds your salt and your water brine. Now these two units, this cabinet and this twin tank, are high efficiency upflow. So instead of the water coming down through the media to do the softening, it actually comes up from the bottom. That forces those minerals up. Minerals tend to be heavy once they're precipitated out of the water through the ion exchange. If you have any iron, if you have any sediment, it tends to want to be at the bottom. We're going to let it start at the bottom and we're going to force that up. When this one does a regeneration, it only uses the amount of brine necessary to backwash. So when this one backwashes, it backwashes down and pushes those minerals up and out the distribution tube. What this unit does compared to your conventional downflow unit, this one regenerates more efficiently, so it uses less salt. The settings on this head, we can actually, if you're on municipal water, which is usually fairly clean, we don't have to worry about sediment, high iron, stuff like that. We can actually program this one to only regenerate and do a complete backwash every 10 cycles. And what that does, that saves you up to about 2,000 gallons of water per year, because we're not flushing out sediments and debris and stuff like that. So by activating that feature on this control head, it saves you a ton of water, in turn saves you money on your water and your sewer bill. So these two units are our high efficiency models. We do carry your conventional downflow. We had to stay with the same pricing that we've always been offering on the models that we've previously installed. So budget friendly, kind of. It depends on how you look at a budget. This unit is cheaper. The one I'm patting on back here. Unit is a little bit cheaper. These units will pay off that difference in a short amount of time on their salt usage and on their water usage. I want to get some questions from you guys. I can ramble on about water treatment, water conditioning until I'm blue in the face. But what are some questions that you may have about soft water? The way we start with a house, we're going to first do a water sample. We're going to sample that water. We're going to test your hardness, basic hardness test. Super easy, doesn't take very long. But we're also going to look at the iron levels, the manganese levels, if there's any chlorine in the water. Chlorine affects softeners in different ways, and there are other options on removing chlorines and chloramines. So that's where we start with every conversation. We do a basic water test. We want to see the water that we're trying to treat, and really get the gist of what you want out of your water, what your goal is with your water. You can do tons of stuff. You can go way above and beyond, but we want to deliver the kind of water that you want in your home or business. I mentioned on the other post, the Novo Water Group, based in Canada, their head office is in Canada. These units are actually engineered and assembled in the United States. These come out of Indianapolis, is where our distribution center is, and a couple people had asked about that. So yes, their corporate office is in Canada. They are engineered and they are assembled and shipped out in the United States. So yay, America. Like I said, I'd like to get some feedback, see what you guys would like me to talk about. We could touch on all kinds of stuff. We can make some really long videos if I just stand here and ramble on. So please enter your comments, give me your questions. We'll try to keep talking about some of this stuff, because like I said, this is just a real basic intro on softeners. We can dive deep into the chemistry of a softener. And then of course we have other products that I'm kind of blocking. A lot of people mention, like, what in the heck is that thing with the taller head and the two cylinders? We can touch on that. It's a softener that does a lot more. And then we'll get into some of our point of use and our specialty stuff. We can talk about commercial. That's usually a smaller segment. We usually have one-on-one conversations with those clients that want to talk about that, but we do offer softeners that save a ton of money over conventional softeners. Iron, manganese, for apartment buildings, car washes, industrial water where they need to process that water for like chiller towers and stuff like that. So we can go into all kinds of things, but I would like to go in the direction that answers the most questions that you guys may have. So please interact a little bit, gives me more topics on what you would like me to talk about.